Welcome back then, you FM legends. First of all, I'd like to thank you all who've continued watching. I know I haven't been putting out as much videos as I had before. I caught COVID again and it really affected me. I couldn't stop coughing. It was making it really hard to put videos out. I did do a few in between, but then as it got worse, I was just coughing so much it was making it impossible to edit, so I had to stop putting them out there. So I'm going to try picking it up again, get back to it. So I've been carrying on with our Wednesday save. We're doing really well. We're back in the Championship, first time of asking. Our target this season is to avoid relegation, which I'm very confident we'll do. Bookies do have us though to just avoid relegation, one space above it, finishing in 21st. That's what they're predicting at the beginning of the season. We need to try and strengthen this squad, but financially this club is in a mess and we're trying to correct that every year so far. We've tried not to spend money, we've tried to stay within the wage budget. I don't want to break that. But let's have a quick look at the finances. So at the moment then, we've got £10 million in the bank. That'll have all been towards our cup runs. We've come up, we've been promoted. We had about £1 million given to us as transfer budget, but there just isn't anyone worth spending that on. I'd rather put it into our wage budget a bit to try and get some in because we're struggling. We've been given next to none improvement on last year's budget. Really difficult to bring in players. For some reason they're asking for so much money to come and play for Wednesday. I don't know if that's because our training facilities aren't very good, whether we're predicted to get practically relegated, I don't know. But sometimes I'll try and sign a player and they're asking for like 15-20 grand. I'm not prepared to pay that. 2 minutes later it comes up that they've signed for another club and they've taken like 5 grand. Like I would have paid them 5-10 grand, no problem, but for some reason they will not sign for Wednesday without asking for some astronomical wages. Whether they think Wednesday is just a set of mugs or something, I don't know, but it's just silly how when I'm trying to get players I'm unable to bring them in because of that, and then good players are signing for clubs that aren't as big as Wednesday. But anyway, the bank balance looks good. The problem is this. Our net debt is 63 million quid. Overall, we owe 82 million pounds, and we're not going to pay that off until 2050. It's costing us a ridiculous amount of money. Yet we also don't own Hillsborough. That's costing us 2.5 million pounds a year to be here. So like I say, bank balance looking good. The problem is that we probably lose about £1 million a month. So come the end of the season, we more than likely will be in the red again. But then when the budgets come back in for next year, the prize money comes in, TV revenue, all that sort of thing, that's what will make the difference and put us back into the positives again. Now let's have a quick look at our ins and outs for the season. So leaving the club, we've had a young lad leave to go to Galway. Rio, who looks pretty decent, I want to keep this lad developing, so I've put him out on loan again. He's gone to Wrexham. Kieran Brennan looked alright, but thought, well, I'll bring some money in, he's probably not going to play anyway. 100 grand, he's gone to Plymouth. Akin Famewu, just like I said, he was shocking last year. I couldn't get a good performance out of him. He's left as well. He's gone for 100 grand as well, and he's gone to MK Dons. I brought in some defenders. It looked like Ikewe probably wasn't going to be a starter. He's on quite a lot of money. He's gone on loan to Portsmouth, and that's brought us in 23 grand. Will Vokes, also not my starting midfielder. He has gone on loan to Leyton Orient. He looks alright, doesn't perform very well in the roles that I've got, doesn't really suit the way I want to play. So he has gone out on loan to save us some money. So coming into the club, we've signed Nathan Ferguson on a free transfer from Crystal Palace. Good signing, he's going to come in as our new right back. Caelan Watts comes in from Newcastle, another free signing, and this is probably our biggest talent. Sharon Daw, he's come in from Benfica. A young 19-year-old 6'3" midfielder. He shows plenty of promise, and at 19 years old, I've gone a little bit over than what I would have done. I wanted to keep paying people maximum around 10 grand, but he's on 15 grand, this lad. I had to take the gamble to get him in because like AC Milan, there was loads of clubs going in for him, but obviously he wouldn't have played there, he's gone to their youth system. I gambled, paid him a little bit more money because if anything, if he does well for us for a couple of seasons, this could be like a 10-15 million pound player and really help the club develop. Mario Kozia-Dubry, he's come in on loan from Arsenal. Very cheap wages, and he's cost us 14 grand to bring him in on loan for the season. Albion Hadari, he's come in, decent centre half. He's only 20 years old and once on the books of Juventus. Adam Lewis is coming on a free transfer from Liverpool, 23 years old, quite versatile, and that's why I brought him in. Unlikely to be a starter but on low wages. Bright Are MB has come in from Bayern Munich on loan, absolute peanuts. We're paying him 1,700 a week. Absolute peanuts, free to get him on loan as well, just paying a bit of his wages. And he's probably going to be our holding midfielder, looks very, very good. We've also brought in 2 strikers on loan from Inter Milan. Sebastiano Esposito lacks a bit of pace, but looks absolutely fantastic. Seems to be that his natural role is in the 10, but we're probably going to play him as our central striker. He is 6'2", 21 years old, we're paying him £2,000 a week. Nikola Iliev, another striker, the second one on loan from Inter Milan, 6 foot, 19 years old, we're paying him £3 a week. He's got a bit of pace about him, flair, good off the ball, looks good all round player. Excited for this lad. We also had no backup goalkeeper, and there was quite a lot on the free transfer market for backup goalkeepers, but Christ were they asking for some money. Wanted more than nearly what Dawson was on, and they weren't even going to start for us. We're really struggling to bring someone in. In the end, we went for Martin Stecklenburg. He's 40 years old, but bags of experience. He's going to come in as our second choice goalkeeper, and he's accepted a contract of £3.5 grand, which is exactly what we need. And our final signing, Ante Korik, and I don't know if you remember this lad from previous Football Managers, but he is, or was, a very good player that you could sign and always did really well for you. Now this lad has been on the books of Roma, I believe. Yes, he was at Dynamo Zagreb, he's been to Roma, he's been out on loan quite a few times. And he's now 26 years old. But he was on a free transfer, and I really thought in the Championship, playing this lad, he would be very, very good. He's got a lot about him, he's very technical, he's got good flair, and playing in that Mazzala role, I think this lad is going to flourish for us. He's very good at corners, he's good at free kicks as well. So I think this lad is a good replacement for Bannon. He's coming on a free transfer, and we're paying him £10,000 a week. So to finalise that then, the main focus has been is keeping within the wage budget, not overpaying players. I'm really trying to keep on top of that, and that's why mainly we have 3 strikers that are probably going to start for us, that aren't ours, that are all on loan from other clubs. So let's jump forward now. We've got to January, and let me show you how we started the season. Well, there we are then, look at that, not even a talk of getting relegated, absolutely bossing it. We're doing really well, just outside the playoffs. And we've been in the playoffs quite a lot this season. We've only dropped out a few times. And the main reason for that is just like every now and again we have a congestion of fixtures where we're playing like everyone above us. So we end up dropping points, which we've just had recently. And that's picking up draws. We're not really getting hammered by anybody. We've done really well. Esposito's up there. He's got 20 goals so far. Kozia Dubri's up there as well. He's got 12 assists, top assister. I just wanted to show you this in terms of how we're like competing with other teams. As you see, we've got teams like West Ham, Bournemouth, Crystal Palace that are all in the Championship. Like, their wage budgets are just absolutely mental. So they're still spending even decent Premier League money. But look, we're right down here in 21st in terms of where we are. Obviously we've got Bolton, who've got a really, really low wage budget. But we've got like literally one of the lowest in the league, like £9 million is what our wage budget is, and that doesn't do us any favours when we're trying to compete. But you understand it for the club, they need to do what's right for the club. They can't have this going again, where Wednesday get in such a bad financial position. Don't know if you remember, but back in the first episode, it didn't take long before Chansiri did actually get bought out and he left the club and we were taken over by a local businessman. Now all season there's been those rumours saying that there's going to be another takeover. Every now and again the chairman comes out and rubbishes the talks, but as you know, there's no smoke without fire. There's a good chance that we will be taken over again, and hopefully whoever does it can help us out, pay off those debts and really make this club financially stable again. So let's see how the season's gone. We started outrageously well, obviously going through pre-season, which was decent, but we started the season 4-0 away at Millwall, and we all know going to Millwall is not easy. Then we scored another 4 in the EFL Cup at home to Swansea. So we move on then, and we did get knocked out in the EFL Cup in the next round. We got knocked out on penalties by Fulham, so not reaching the final again this year. Bit of a mixed September, picking up wins at Watford and against Cardiff, but 3 draws at West Brom, Blackburn and Blackpool, and we lost 2-1 against Bolton. We move into October then, we get a win against Sunderland 2-1, we draw against Bournemouth 0-0, who are a very good side, and then we get beat by West Ham 2-0 and 6-3 against Crystal Palace. But those sides are bloody good, I tell you. You know, like how they got relegated, even with the teams they've got now in the Championship, probably better than what they had last year in the Premier League. Phenomenal. But we've carried on fighting after that loss, that 6-3 loss to Crystal Palace. We beat QPR 3-2. We drew 3-3 at Hull, 3-0 against Bristol City, Reading 2-1, and a 1-1 draw at Coventry, where they got a penalty in the 90+2 minutes. Then into December, horrible month, crazy amount of games. We lose 2-0 to Ipswich. Ipswich are flying, by the way, I think the second. That doesn't stop us. The next week we turn up to this one, absolutely spank Burnley 6-1. And then on a Tuesday night on TV against Huddersfield, we just decide not to turn up, we get battered 4-1. Then we beat Luton 3-0, 1-0 at Stoke, 3-2 against Burnley again, beat Cardiff 1-0, we lose 3-2 against Sunderland, and this absolute top quality performance, beating West Ham 3-0. It could have been more as well, we were very, very good. Then we have this Yorkshire derby, Sheffield Wednesday away in the FA Cup, 3rd round against Barnsley. Absolutely smashed them 6-0. Fans would have been buzzing with that one. We lose 2-1 against Bournemouth, but again, very, very good side Bournemouth, and we did give them a good game. We pick up this point here against Crystal Palace. Nathan Ferguson scoring against his old club. And then a 2-2 draw with Watford. Obviously Watford, very good side. They've got some great players, like his Malissar still playing for him. He got 2 against us. But Esposito scored 2 in 2 minutes after we were 2-0 down to pick up the draw. I think we've played quite a lot of the big teams so far. We do have a few left to play this season, but I'm quite confident with the running that we have towards the end of the season. We have got a massive, massive shout of it in the playoffs in our first season. Honestly do. Can't believe we're talking about it. I thought we'd just struggle to stay up because of the players I was unable to bring to the club, and we've had to rely on loan signings. But we've done well in the loan market, you know, tapping into the youth systems like Inter Milan, Bayern Munich, and Cozy Dubry coming from Arsenal as well. Just adding that quality that we're not having to pay a lot for, and a club like ourselves in the financial position we're in, you know, let's gamble on loan signings, let's bring them in, and yeah, we might not be able to keep them, but also we're not having to bring in a top quality player that we're paying astronomical wages for, and if he doesn't perform, we can't get rid of him. So yeah, if that's what we've got to do, we've got to rely on loan signings to perform, then I'm happy to do that, to keep this club financially stable, which is one of our biggest focuses. Anyway, let's get into this QPR game. They're currently sitting in 4th in the Championship, so this should be a great tie. Actually, before we get into that game, I better show you what happened in January. So in January, we had a few people who just wanted to leave the club. They weren't getting the first team football they probably wanted, but we've got better players than them, so I couldn't commit to it. I wanted to keep the dynamic of the team going. You know, that's going really well, and I don't want these guys upsetting it, so I'm quite happy to let them go. Also, it brings money into the club. So young Bailey Canamatri has gone out on loan. He's gone to York, and we got 12 grand for him. Young Jack Hall has gone to Portsmouth, and he's actually playing week in, week out for Portsmouth. I didn't think he looked that good, he looks alright. But anyway, he was like, they offered us peanuts for him. His contract was running out anyway. They offered us peanuts, but then with like a 20% sell-on clause, I thought, well, if we get anything back for him, I'll be pleased with that. So he's gone, and he's playing at Portsmouth. Ben Hennigan, he left 200,000. Wasn't our starting centre back, so I was quite pleased to get some money for him, and he's gone to Derby. Barry Bannon, about 2 games into the season, and me signing him a new contract I was in doubt, because he's on a lot of money, Bannon, and I managed to talk him into taking a wage cut even though he'd gone up into the Championship. He was 33 years old, and I didn't think next season he was going to be a starter anyway, but because of his, obviously the captain of the club, massive player for Wednesday, fans love him, he's a top quality player. But like 3 games into the season, he says, I want a new challenge. I thought, oh, bloody great. So I had to try and just get rid of him in January because his contract was running out anyway. He only had 1 year, and we got 150,000 for him, and Barry's gone to Peterborough. Denison Adairan just isn't a starter basically. His contracts, most of them have only got 1 year deals because of the financial position we're in, and Adairan's gone 100,000 to Burton Albion, and then a young winger has gone on loan to Newport County. So with Adairan leaving, we had a couple of spaces that needed filling, and Bannon going, we needed something in midfield. One of the main things was that I needed another holding midfielder, because if we didn't have what's his name now, Ebere Embi, who's on loan from Bayern Munich, we struggled in that position. So I brought in Ayup Edin. There he is, decent, another one from Bayern Munich, costing us peanuts, 650 quid a week we're paying him, and he's come in, absolutely brilliant player. Ethan Galbraith, who was on the books of Manchester United, he's come in, not great. I just need some fillers, and he's on peanuts, three grand, 3.5 grand a week. So that's why he's come in. He's only on a short-term deal as well. I think it's 2 years. He's not on much wages, so even if we don't keep him, we'll be able, on those wages, we'll be able to get someone to pay him to take him on loan. But anyway, he's come in to give us some depth in the squad. And finally, when we don't have Nathan Ferguson, Jackie Hunt's like 33, 34 now. I think he's struggling a bit. You can tell when he's on the pitch, we can get really caught out on that right hand side. So I managed to talk Sam Barham into coming. He was on a free transfer. He was at Norwich and Leeds in the past. He's come in, he's on 10 grand a week. He's worth like nearly 10 million quid since we've brought him in. Quite a good player, not really played many games for us, as you know, we're only in February. But he looks like he's going to be good for us in the future. So we've got Athora suspended, and also Jaden Brown. They've picked up too many yellow cards, so they're out of this game. So our starting lineup today will be Dawson in goal, Ferguson at right back, with Watson Hajara at centre back. Sam Barham's going to fill in at left back. In midfield, we're going to have Aidan Holding, Ante Korik and Sharon Daw in midfield, with a front three of Kozia Dubry, Esposito and Nikola Iliev. So they're having a good season, QPR, so this is going to be a tough tie. We're nearly 10 minutes in and not much has happened. We haven't had a highlight yet. We're also on extended highlights, so we're expecting something to happen. Here's Ante Korik. He takes the free kick, and that has been deflected for a corner for Sheffield Wednesday. Korik now to whip one in. Bends one in. Headed away by Cook. Kozia Dubry's brought that down, taking on his man. Tries to put it back in the box. Cook's deflected it, and they've managed to clear the lines. QPR now in possession. Pal clips one over. Hajara brings it down on his chest. Playing a little 1-2 with Aid in midfield, and Ante Korik gets on the ball and whips it out to this right hand side where Nathan Ferguson will charge forward. Pops it off to Iliev. Can Iliev get it in the box to Esposito? Esposito's up, but Dieng just clips the ball off the top of his head. Dieng goes long. Ferguson, Aiden, Watts, Ante Korik clips one over. Iliev, smash it Iliev. No, deflected. Iliev, what's going on? Oh, all over the place. And Barham looks like he's going to get a booking here. Or is that just a telling off? 20 minutes in now. Looks very even. Pal with the throw, goes long. Head away. Kariashvili. We actually had that lad, Kariashvili, on a trial in pre-season. I tried to sign him, he was very good, but as soon as I put a contract offer in, he went to QPR. Dozzle. Johnson hits one, deflected. Johnson again, and he puts it wide. Ferguson now with a throw for Wednesday. Sharon Daw, back to Ferguson. Ferguson trying to find a pass, but he's forced to go all the way back to Dawson. Byram, Jara, Kaelan Watts, don't lose it there. Aiden, well done. Bloody Watts losing it there, 3 men round him. with no one covering, but Aiden's done well. Corrick now on this left hand side, get the ball in the box, good ball in, Esposito heads it just over the bar, and another good chance for Wednesday. Dieng now clips it wide, Ferguson's picked up that loose ball though. Iliev, get it in the box. Iliev back to Ferguson, he's got it in the box, he's up. Sherendor again heads it just over the bar for Wednesday. We need to make one of these chances counted. We've had 6 shots, they've had 5, and none of us have had a shot on target yet. Ferguson, Sherendor, is the first shot on target going to be a goal? Ferguson can't get his shot on target either. Approaching half time now. Throw for QPR. Pal pops it inside to Dunn, back to Pal. They can't seem to get any forward passing going. Good shape from Wednesday. Esposito's nipped it off him. Iliev's in. Iliev charging forward, pops it off to Kozia Dubry, who hits it right in the top bins, and that's why you sign young kids on loan from the Premier League. Absolute quality. Come on, Wednesday. What a finish, Kozia Dubry. Well done, Esposito. Iliev charging forward, straight into his path, and whack. Hit that bad boy out. Come on. So there we are then. First shot on target, and it was an absolute screamer. 1-0. Possession is very, very close as well. We're just controlling that. They've had a bit better completed passes than what we've had, but we do try and turn teams over with that front three, which helps us creating chances. Into the second half now, no changes for us, but they've made a change. Karashvili's come off. Dickey, Cook, done. All the way back to the goalkeeper, Dieng. They're coming forward now. Dozzle, Hernandez, and Ferguson's just giving him a big hoof. Break up play. Correct takes a short one to Kozia Dubry. He goes to Iliev. Iliev takes a shot, and that's just wide of the post. We have scored a lot of goals this season. We're one of the highest scorers in the championship. Unfortunately, we also concede quite a lot. Sherendor, Aiden, Corrick, Sam Byram now charging forward, playing his left back position for his new club Wednesday. Iliev, hit it, Iliev. No, he pulls it back. Sherendor, what has he done? Absolutely must have just fallen over it or something. Harder to miss. Corrick with a corner then. Come on, Wednesday. Whips it in. Hidara heads, can't get his head on it. Iliev smashes it back in the box into the danger zone. It's scrambling everywhere. Headed away now. Back to the halfway line. We're picking up bookings galore here. We are quite a rough team, to be fair, though. We always get loads of bookings. Larry Kadori goes up, and Dawson has claimed that for Wednesday. Now a corner in this highlight for QPR. Johansson is going to whip one in. Good corner. Headed away by Sherendor. Approaching the hour mark now. Going to make a change. Aiden's not having the best game and he's on a yellow. We're bringing Brighton B, who usually starts in that position, to be honest. But Aiden has been having quite a lot of good games for us, so decided to start him. Archer puts it in. Oh, they've hit the post. Come on, Wednesday. QPR now throwing everything at us in this home tie for them. Dozzle, great shot. Dawson, what a save. Corner now for Dozzle to whip it in. He does so. Goes to the back post, but we're up, defending well. Come on, Wednesday. Great strike. Oh my god, what a goal that is. Hernandez, QPR have equalised. That is a decent finish, and that is going to take some saving. So 2 really good goals in this game. Make it a draw so far. 1-1. I'm going to make another change. Endor's going to come off. Going to bring on Backinson. Come on now, Wednesday. Draw's not the worst result here, to be honest. QPR are doing really well, but I want us to win it. A good strike there for QPR. Come on, Wednesday. Can we get something else? Esposito, our top goal scorer, has been quiet today, but I think that's just the nature of the game. Yeah. Field. Backinson's trying to win the ball back for Wednesday, and he has done. He's done really well, MB. But now he's put him in trouble and lost it. We've got bloody lucky there. What are we pissing about with it for? Powell clips it forward. Hajara heads it back. Hill and Watts. Ferguson. Harry MB. Clips it forward. But Esposito couldn't get anything on that. Sam Byron's won it back really well for Wednesday. Now here's Cozy Dewberry. Can Wednesday hit him on the break and get something on it? Great ball into the box. Headed clear. Nathan Ferguson puts the ball back in the box. Can't get it to him. Backinson. Hit one, son. Backinson. Oh, what a save. Great chance for Wednesday. Coming out of the blocks now. Ante Corrick. We've finally woken up in this second half. Whips one in. Headed clear. Cozy Dewberry. Can he take on his man? Take him on. Comes to nothing. Sam Field now for QPR. What a save, Dawson. That looked like it was going in. Last chance then for Wednesday. In the final minutes, Ante Corrick with the corner. Come on, big men. Get your noggin on this. Hill and Watts. Iliev hit it. Iliev deflected. Cleared. Come on. Oh. That's it then. Oh no, there is another chance. I thought that was going to be it. Cameron Archer pops it back. Cameron Archer's got the ball again. Sam Field. QPR now trying to get something of it. Ante Corrick's picked up the loose ball. Cozy Dewberry. Hejara. Can he find a pass? Corrick. He clips it down the line, but it's rubbish. It's not any good. QPR have now retained possession. And this looks like the end. It is 1-1 with QPR. Not a bad result. We went at our best today, but I think we did have the better of the XG, but we only had 3 shots on target. There wasn't much in it today. I think a 1-1 draw was a fair result. So there we are then. First season back in the Championship, and that's the end of this episode. Really pleased. I absolutely love this club. Building a great little team. Loving the loan signings that we've got from Bayern Munich and Inter Milan. It's quality to keep bringing in these youngsters. I'm very pleased with that. Thank you all for watching. Thanks to everyone who's been subscribing. Keep trying to help me get to that 200 mark now. We've got to 155, I think it is at the moment. Thanks, you're all legends. I love you all. But most of all, thanks for watching. And I'll see you all in the next one, you FM legends.